As I was saying regarding the case of Afrika Bambaataa, this is a case where you are dealing with a community that made a decision to be greedy, okay? Imagine, and we are just going to imagine different scenarios. Okay, this is early morning. This is the best light I could find to vlog this morning. Imagine this man is creating the Zulu nation. A group of people call him. They're like, Lance, if you want this group to work, you're going to have to do some rituals that normally you would not have to do. Having some suspa and dombre, that's bean sauce and dumplings. And he's like, what do I have to do? They're like, well, you're going to have to commit to certain sacrifices that normally you would not commit to. And let's just assume that's how Afrika Bambaataa started to act upon his inner deficiencies. Because if those things are not part of the prime animal, those are deficiencies that exist in the lower calibrated animals, in the lower beings. Those beings, sometimes they have weakness of the minds. They have all different kind of sorts of deficiencies. So we cannot name them because only they know, and they do best to hide. And so, when Afrika Bambaataa's roommates and the top members of the Zulu nation catch this nigga, you know what he says to them? He's like, listen, if I wasn't sucking these boys' dicks, we would not be who we are right now. You would not be driving that car. You would not be living in that. Epi, what car? What house? Please, niggas, pass me the pickles. Please, what car? What fucking house? Okay, you're talking about people who are borderline making it, thinking they've arrived. Okay? And then if it wasn't for me sucking these boys' dick, this wouldn't happen. I'm making sacrifice to make. Imagine this nigga talking like that. And imagine these other men accepting his explanation for his deviance. Imagine, oh, imagine. Okay, so this is a scenario that has been in the making for years. And because of that, they ruined half a century of men and women. And like I was saying earlier, this thing is such a heinous crime that because it didn't just stick to the women, these men, when they started feeling low because they didn't have the courage and because they were victims who could not mount enough support to rebel against Lance Taylor, they began to keep his affectionate name. Like, who the fuck call your oppressor nickname? Bam. You can tell these men are fucked in their heads, okay? I'm here to help you, man. I'm here to tell you I love you, I support you, and the first thing you need to do is start calling his motherfucker by his real name. His name is Lance Taylor, Afrika Bambaataa, not Bam. That's not what you call people who hurt you. You don't keep giving them diminutive names and nicknames and little tags, dog. You don't do that to the people who hurt you, man. Let me help you come out of this subservient state of mind that you're in, okay? Because we both know your aggressor cannot be the person you endear. And then when you listen to these men talk, they have pity for him. You know why? Because they are showing the same signs that abused women show. So we know whether it's an abused man, whether it's an abused woman, the minute that the sexual organs are involved, the people will act the same way. Because women who are fucked, they be wanting to forgive the guy who fucked them over, dog. They be wanting to forgive that nigga. And we see those guys, and Poppy, I love you, Poppy. I love you, and I want to look in this, and I want to talk to you directly. You are brave. You're brave because half of these motherfuckers sitting in their fucking bathrooms crying, man. And you know what the rest of them are doing, Poppy? They're hurting the women in their lives because they can't contain what this destruction has done to them. But you didn't do that. You spoke out. And not only have you spoken out, you opening your arms to reach out to those who are hurting so you can protect them and give them support. Even in your state where you're not getting support from these bitch ass niggas. So you're a brave one. I apologize to you as a woman of nature. I apologize to you. Okay? There is nothing I can do to take away your pain. But I apologize to you that there was no woman like me around you, Papi. There was nobody like me around you, and that's basically what you're gonna have to accept is the people around you were also fucked, my nigga. Those who knew, my nigga. Because let me tell you something, Papi. Listen to me, baby. Don't take offense. Don't come for me. I'm not armed. Babe, my brother, Papi. I'm a mom of a young man that was your age when this happened to you. And I follow him closely, Papi. When a son comes home, having experienced that, he comes home differently, Papi. He does. I don't know if the adults in your household were paying attention to you, my brother. You could have been my son in the moment. But let me tell you, I pay attention. If my son comes home a little bit different, even if it's a little bit different, and I got that sixth sense too, Papi, I'm going to know. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to pierce it. Like one time my son came home, right? And I know he came home different, right, Papi? I know he did. And he's like, oh, everything's all right, everything's all right. And I just, circle around that nigga. And I noticed the back of his is dirty. Like how the back of your back get dirt unless somebody got you on the ground, motherfucker. Who got you on the ground? Who you let get you on the ground, all right? That's the kind of mom I am. Because I want my son to be on top. I don't want somebody getting him on the ground. If anybody's going to get somebody on the ground, it's going to have to be him who gets you there. According to what I'm saying to him, it doesn't mean that he's going to do what I'm saying, okay? Because I understand that it didn't also mean that you were going to do what your mama asked you and told you to do. I understand that, Papi. And that's why I'm having this conversation with you, to tell you that I love you and I support you. But let me tell you, my brother, I pay attention to my son. So when my son came with the back like that, and so I broke down the story, apparently, when he got off the school bus, because we was just moving new in this hood in the southeast of Georgia, right? So when he got off the bus, this kid pulled out his own belt and started attacking my son. And my son was backing up and hit the side of the road because he didn't expect that there. That's why you don't back up from no motherfucking nigga. And fell. And so I was always telling my son, like 2-3 days before that boy attacked him, I'm like, my son, you got to wear a belt. Don't pay attention to that sagging stuff, because you got to wear a belt. Because if another man attacks you, you're going to whoop out that belt and you're going to fuck him with that buckle. And if you can run home after you fuck him up, run home, motherfucker. Don't stay there. You fuck up that nigga, you run home. And that's what I'm telling my son, because I'm paying attention. But let me tell you something, Papi. You see that boy who attacked my son that day? He was a bully. He was bullying my son. But you know what I did, Papi? Because a lot of times these bullies, they come from households where they've been bullied, or their mamas and stuff may be bullies. So when that boy's mama, that bully mama, when his mama think she was going to bully me, Papi, I took that bitch to the ground, Papi. I took that big bitch down for my son. And to show her son that I got the better blood and my son got my blood, he better back the fuck up, because as soon as we get this, we're getting you. So, Papi, I don't know who was paying attention in your house, baby. I don't know, honey. I don't know. I cannot accuse anybody in your household of not loving you. I can't do that. I'm a mom. But I do know that the eyes that were supposed to be on you, they were not, babe. Because you would come home differently when those things were happening to you. Your body language, you come home differently, baby. That's just a mother's story. And I'm sorry that there was nobody there. And you had to carry this your whole life, and then had to carry it and birth it and come out with it in the face of opposition, in the face of negation. You came out, man. Oh, it's so hard, and you're so strong, and you got the heart of a lion. And the men like you, and this is why I'm so mad. I'm so mad, Papi. Because Afrika Bambaataa, he ruined men like you. The men with the brave hearts. He fucked over the brave men. So what the fuck is a woman like me to have? And here I am having to deal with the fucking retail niggas. Retail motherfuckers. Because the brave motherfuckers have been fucked. And instead of them honoring the women, now they're saying bitches and bad hoes and chicks. And they're saying other type of lyrics. Now, in their hurt and their shame, Papi, the men that were reflecting Afrika Bambaataa's victimization, they begin to denigrate the women. So in their music, now, 50 years, 30, 40 years later, these young men and these young women are walking around thinking that's the normal way to talk to your woman. That's the normal way to treat your woman. You see why I'm pissed, Poppy? Because this motherfucker ruined a crop. He ruined the men, he ruined the women. Because when the men hurt, we hurt with them. And so, Poppy, we're not going to talk about what you didn't have. Because right now you got heart, you got soul, and you're standing your ground. And you got the support of women like me. You got the love of women like me. Okay, so fuck that other girl, whatever her name is. Who the fuck bitch is gonna call her name that fucking name that bitch called her name? Okay, so first of all, these hoes calling their names what they supposed to be calling themselves. Because the Zulu nation taught them that they was hoes and they was nothing but bitches and tricks. So who the fuck calls her name? Who the fuck kind of woman calls her name that? Okay, and when she found out that you had gone down the road you went down, it was no surprise that she didn't react because she had always been part of it. She had always known. So don't expect these bitch-ass niggas and their hoes and tricks to stand up for you, Poppy, because you got me, okay? I'm right there with you, okay? And you hold on to that. And you can take that shit to the bank. You can cash it, nigga. It will turn into fucking gold. My support for you. So fuck these hoes as part of the Zulu nation, keeping that secret. Because we're women, we don't do that. We don't follow the men when they're going wrong. And that's why I would rather stand alone than to have 10 motherfucking cowards by myself just to take a picture and say I had 10 men by myself, motherfucker. I'm not looking for paper man. I'm not even looking for a real motherfucking man. That's what I'm looking for. And that's what I hang around with. Like the men in my cipher, they're real men. Okay? And just because you were abused, Poppy, it doesn't mean that you're not a real man. No. Don't let nobody ever fool you to make you think that. And I know in your youth, before you got your wisdom, you probably did have those conflicts. Because that's what he did that to you, for you to feel that way. You know what I mean? For you to go into chaos, and for you to go into confusion, and for you to go into the land of no man. But Poppy, you came out. You didn't let that shit break you down. You never let that shit break you down. And from what I hear, the woman in your life, she also knows of what's going on. And she's standing by you. And she's supporting you. And I love her for that. Here's where the sadness is, Poppy. And I'm sharing this with you. Is that there are other organizations in our communities who are hosting Afrika Bambaataa right now, who are hosting individuals just like him, who are praying on the youth in the community just like him, and they are doing nothing about it, Poppy. Last year I was in New Orleans. I was attacked by Peter Nakid, and when I came to where he works, and these are people I didn't know, I just know that I was attacked and a crime was committed on me. And when it was time for me to do my reaction, I went to his job to get this nigga. And guess what? The Ashe Cultural Center where he worked, I went in there like motherfucking Bear Thunder. I went in there and I wanted to get that nigga fucked. I was feeling the hurt and the betrayal and the pain and everything he wanted me to feel by committing what he committed on me. Because he wanted me to feel like I was nothing. He wanted me to feel like I ain't shit. And when my reaction came from that, oh motherfucker, that's what you want me to feel like? You take a full-blown person like me and you want to break me into pieces? So when I went up in his job, you know what? The job, the Ashe Cultural Center, they protected him. And they turned to make me crazy. They turned with their allies. They turned to their friends who were also institutions of big names to make me the bad person. Okay? So I know what you're going through. These institutions in our communities, they want to succeed, but they want to succeed to make us the sacrifice. They prey on us, the good people, so we can service them for free, so we can be their slaves. So they don't bring liberation, they bring other forms of slavery. So I love you, Poppy. And I'm going to keep blogging about this because this is something that has touched my soul, that has hurt my soul.